Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I am your host, Jayden and Joining me, of course, is my co-host, former DDT Ironman Heavy Metalweight Champion Shane Price. Shane, how you doing this week?
Better as simple as.
Yeah. All right. Start this week. We will get into All Out. We will touch a little on WrestlePalooza. No Joka this week, so we won't go really deep into it, but we will talk a little bit about WrestlePalooza, and we'll predict New Japan Destruction. Of course, merch and Dropkick, both links are in the description. So if you want to check out our Dropkick accounts or if you want to buy some merch, we have that down there. And as always, we will start with my collar and elbow question. Shane, it is Hispanic Heritage Month. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to steal a little bit from CM Punk this week. And I'm going to ask you for your 6 grandfathers of Lucha masks, your personal picks. Not what you think would be the agreed upon, 6 best, but your picks. And it's not about the wrestler, it's the mask.
I'm gonna go with first a simple one if El Santo, where very simple.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes, the mouth, I think not even a nose, but that is to me like the most iconic luchador mask. In that it is
Mm-hmm.
when you see like a luchador costume in a game, you're gonna see.
Yeah, I mean it's the default luchador mask. Like it's the luchador mask. Anytime lucha libre is depicted anywhere outside of wrestling, someone's going to be wearing that mask. Like I think it's the basis for. I get like the bad guy in Nacho Libre just has like a gold version of El Santo's mask.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I don't know if that guy wears the actual mask or not, but I'm pretty sure that's the Silver King.
is it?
Yeah, so but moving on, Juventud. I guess I'm gonna put Psychosis here too. Juventud and Psychosis kind of together
Yeah, those are
because
good picks.
we'll do different. But that's three, right?
Yeah, it's 3. You did Santo, Juventud, and Psychosis.
I'm gonna, I guess, go Ray here. I mean,
You
the
got to go
same
Ray.
thing as Santa El Santo, where you see it and lucha
Yeah,
type stuff's
like
going on, right?
yeah, at like every NFL game, someone is wearing a Rey Mysterio mask colored for the home team. You know what I mean? Yeah, you see it all the time.
Then I want to pick a current guy, Esfinge,
Yeah.
especially the mask he wore at the anniversary show. I think that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So I think you're at 5 now.
At five, and then
Santo, Juvi, Psychosis, Ray, and Esfinge.
this may be a controversial take because it's technically not a luchador. However, the mask is just badass. It's Hayabusa.
Hayabusa, yeah. Yeah. I
Honorable
don't
mention
know.
if that doesn't count La Parca.
Okay. Okay, we can go with that. Lamparka, honorable mention. Also, honorable mentions to Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask, who aren't technically luchadors but have incredible masks. So we did have a little bit of crossover here. I also had Rey Mysterio and Esfinge because like those just both incredible. Esfinge's mask is just so incredible and unique. I love it every time I see it. I'm gonna go Mystico on here, and I'm also kind of including the Sankara mask in this, which is basically just the Mystico mask but with like the kind of horn situation.
I mean, he wears
Um,
that quite often still. So
still, yeah. So I think his is great. One that I is a little bit cheating, but he at least wrestled a lot in Mexico was Ultimo Dragon. His mask is incredible. I love it. It's again very unique. A lot of mine are pretty unique designs. Like they're more than just the head shape. They are building off kind of like your Psychosis pick. Ray Phoenix, I've always loved his mask with the Phoenix design. It's always been something I've really liked, even more than Pentagon's. Like it's so much better. And then Bandito, of course. I think Bandito has to be on here for me with the outlaw kind of mask design. So
The
Those are
bandana
our
being a part of
yeah
the mask, yeah.
yeah. So those are our picks. On to outside the ring news. First from WWE. Um, we have to talk about this. I knew as soon as I saw this report we had to talk about this. According to Cultaholic, who are pretty reliable for a source, they're not my go-to like Fightful, but I tend to trust what they say. It tends to be right. WWE had no one in the room for the WrestleMania 43 Saudi Arabia announcement because they were worried fans would boo and reporters would ask, quote, real questions, end quote. What are your thoughts on this, Shane?
It, it's so dumb. If you would think fans are going to boo and you think that pros are going to ask questions, why even hold it?
Money. Money. This is just another
Who
in a long
paid
line.
them?
Probably the
Saudis did.
Saudis, yeah. This is just another in a long line of events and of occurrences and things that have been said by WWE officials and by TKO officials and things that have been leaked to places like Cultaholic that just shows WWE is just about the money. We also saw a quote. Um, I think it might have came out like the day we recorded last week, or maybe just before, like a day or two before. But the quote about from TKO President Mark Shapiro about how Vince McMahon tried to keep the prices low so that families could enjoy the show and he wasn't maximizing profit. Like WWE is blatantly telling you, we don't care about the fans. We don't care about the backlash or the moral quandaries. All we care about is stacks of cash.
I will say that today or yesterday, I'm not sure exactly when it was, but the Live Nation CEO said pretty much the exact same thing as the TKO president about
Huh?
ticket prices, where
Yeah.
he thinks that concerts are undervalued as compared to sports when he compares a courtside seat to the Knicks to, I think it was a Beyonce ticket,
Mm-hmm.
which is absurd.
Yeah. Well, those I think there is a parallel that I think can be drawn specifically in that example between Knicks fandom and Beyonce fandom, two very raving fan bases. But
So
I don't
they're
think
going to raise prices on the show for the
yeah,
Beyonce show to
yeah.
be the same
So I
as
don't
a
think that's
courtside
good.
seat.
I'm just saying I'm playing devil's advocate here a little bit. I think I can see the parallel in that specific example. Now, the NFL is the biggest thing in America. I don't think they're I don't think Beyonce tickets should cost anywhere near like an equivalent NFL ticket. You know what I mean? Like the NFL is so big that working at I mean, I'm sure you experience this too. Working in retail, we have to know when the Chiefs play so that we can accommodate for customer flow. You know what I mean?
I don't even
Like
think our
this
store
week,
does that. I have to tell them when the Chiefs play constantly. That
no,
this it's terrible.
my bosses are on top of it and they know, okay, Sunday, like this past Sunday, they were playing the night game. So they're like, we are going to be busy all day. And then it's going to die out in the night. So they had plans for that and how to, stay productive and efficient. So I personally, I don't think concerts should be as expensive as sports, but none of this probably should be as expensive as it is. It's all price gouging and just taking us for as much money as they could take us for. Um, So AEW is the family show, and that's what Tony Khan has said this week, and I fully believe that based just on ticket prices. So, and if you want to complain about the blood and whatnot, fucking cry me a river. To quote Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who we'll talk about a little bit later. In some good news, WWE ID women's title has been vacated because Kylie Ray announced her pregnancy. So, congratulations to Kylie Ray. And we will be seeing a new ID Women's Champion crowned at some point, probably on a GCW show or something. Is there anything? Are there any big GCW shows coming up that you think they might put this on?
Probably not Bloodsport, but that'd be funny as hell.
It'd be fucking awesome if they put it on Bloodsport London.
Uh oh yeah. October 12th is probably when I would say it would happen.
What's October 12th?
Fight Club Day 2.
Okay,
I don't see them doing it in the War Games show, but they could.
that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Um, so yeah, congratulations to Kylie Ray. Congratulations are in order to Mickey James, who will be inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. Definitely a deserving pick, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. And then, of course, Stephanie McMahon will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, class of 2026. Our first announcement. And in the time I've been watching WWE, this is by far the earliest they've announced a Hall of Famer, I think. Like, I don't know if they've
Easily.
ever announced it before that, like in the year before the class. Like, it's always in those few months from the beginning of the year leading up to WrestleMania. So, what do you think of Stephanie being put in the Hall of Fame?
Uh, well, it's not great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think honestly at this point, any McMahon that has been involved with the company will end up in the Hall of Fame. That's just kind of how it's going to work. Um, I can't say I was super pumped or excited to see this pick. Um, I don't know. And last year for WWE, Nick Khan announced this week that Italy will host a WWE pay per view early next year. I'm just saying, if WWE wants to pull me back in and get me to watch a show, they'll run the Coliseum. If they run the Roman
WWE,
Coliseum, I will watch the show.
pizza pasta, mamma mia.
Yeah, WWE Pizza Pasta Mamma Mia in the Coliseum. I want
Works
it
for
in the
me.
Coliseum, and I want Logan Paul to fight a lion. Do you think this will be something akin to like Clash in Paris and all these other ones, or do you think they're going to put like Elimination Chamber in Italy?
I bet you it's just gonna be like Clash in,
Yeah,
but they could,
it's gonna
but
be
we could see.
Riot in Rome or something. Yeah.
If it wasn't early next year, I would have said it'd be the Rumble in 27, but I think it'll be the one before Mania 34, 43.
Okay. All right. Um, Other news. I put this on here because it made a shocking impact on my Twitter timeline. Mirai announcing she's leaving Marigold and her final match is scheduled for October 13th. What is the significance of this? Well, why were people talking about this so much? Why was this such a big surprise?
She leaves everywhere she goes.
Mm-hmm.
She left Tokyo Joshi Pro with Natsupoi. She left Stardom with Marigold. Now she's leaving Marigold.
So, did she have like particularly hasty exits from like are there any bad blood with TJPW or Stardom? Could she potentially return to one of those promotions?
I could see. I don't really see her going back. I see her doing like a Unagi Sayaka thing and just going on her own.
Okay.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but like, yeah, she's been. It's not like a Julia thing where Julia burned the bridge with Ice Ribbon, but when the fuck is she going back to Ice Ribbon? You know,
Yeah, it
uh,
seems like one of those places. Once you're out of there, you're not really going back on any kind of permanent basis.
but she might. She might. It depends how stiff Tokyo Joshi is. I know if how Julia did it, that obviously
Mm-hmm.
that'd be there. But she
Mm-hmm.
left with Rossy Ogawa, and now she's gone with Rossy Ogawa. So I don't know about Stardom. That could be an interesting option.
Yeah. All right, I guess we'll see what the future holds for Mirai. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. The CMLL 92nd anniversary show was this week. Congrats to Templario and Titan on winning the Copa Independencia. Independencia. I'm struggling with that one. Tag team tournament. Congrats to Mystico and MJF on the hell of a match they had this week. Mystico was bloodied and battered. MJF playing the perfect douchey American heel in Mexico. Shane, what are you reacting to right now?
Uh, some allegations of abuse just dropped.
Oh, breaking news on the pod.
Holy fuck, dude! Oh my god. Okay, keep going. I'm gonna read some of these.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sure we'll get to it in our favorite things too. Mystico and MJF, absolutely incredible match. And then, of course, Valiente loses his mask to Esfinge in the main event, which was a pretty cool setup where it was 3 tag teams. And it was an elimination match, and the last tag team standing would then face each other one on one, mask versus mask, or hair versus hair, depending on which team made it. Esfinge and Valiente went for it. They won, and Esfinge won the whole thing. So congratulations to Esfinge winning the main event of CMLL's 92nd anniversary show. There was also a really funny double DQ ending to a hair versus hair match, which was very between 2 super old guys, which was hilarious. Any updates, Shane?
Holy fuck! Keep going. I'll talk about it when you're done with this.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm done with CMLL.
Okay.
What do you got before we move on to the next thing?
So it just dropped at 10 a.m. today. Akira, the deathmatch guy, well, former deathmatch guy, just I don't know who in relation to him this is, but wow. Okay, so if you don't know, Masha Stanovich was dating Akira for a long time. I want to say they were engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but a 114 picture Dropbox was put on the internet between Masha and Akira, of text between Masha and pictures of Akira, and I think the big picture is Akira's neck, and then the next picture being a bent frying pan.
Wow.
Uh, Clearly, this is completely breaking news, and it is of uh, Masha Stanovich being a total piece of shit to Akira.
That's crazy. So yeah, huge. Seems like there's a lot of evidence. This is
It's
I'm sure we'll get more confirmation on this story in days to come. I'm sure places like Fightful are on top of this right now. Um, we'll see what all comes out, and I think next week we'll come back to this next week and we'll tackle it with more um, conviction and more knowledge of the situation. I think we'll see where this goes over the course of the next week. Um, you want to move on with the news, or do you have anything to say right now?
um
I mean, it looks bad.
l- let's let's move on with the news. I think her match got pulled from the. Yeah, let's get on with the news.
All right. Raja Jackson arrested and booked on felony charge for the incident with Psycho Stu. Took him fucking long enough. Um, so at least we got some movement there. Roger Jackson has been arrested. We'll see where that goes from here. I mean, he tried to kill him, so I imagine it'll be a lengthy prison sentence. Um, And quick hits here, Shane. I want to know your quick opinion on this. Eddie Kingston on AEW All Out being counter-programmed. One place wants to monopolize. There's another place that doesn't want to monopolize.
I mean, yeah. God, they hope they don't buy Noah. God, I hope they don't buy Noah.
Are they trying to buy Noah?
No, with the way it's going, with TNA
They're
and
going to buy
with
TNA. They're going to buy
AAA.
Noah. Yeah.
My Wrestle Universe.
Yeah.
Noah would be. I don't think Noah would ever be able to purchase it because of how it's owned by Cyber Agent with their TJPW, with DDT, with Noah. I don't think it's really for sale like that.
But is Cyber Agent
Worryingly,
for sale?
that would be terrible. That would be awful.
I was going to say, I mean, WWE, there's a price. I mean, Ted DiBiase, if he taught us anything, it's that everybody has a price.
I
So
don't want to be a WWE champion.
if WWE backs up the dump truck full of money to whoever owns Cyberfight and offers to buy it.
If the Brinks truck, the Brinks truck shows up to a beam of towers, and who knows, but I don't think the Brinks trucks get anywhere near beam of towers. If they're going to buy something,
We'll
it's
buy
going to be
TNA
for
first.
GLEAT.
We'll buy TNA first. That'll be the next
Yeah.
one.
If they're going to buy something in Japan, it'll probably be GLEAT or 01.
Mm-hmm. And then, well, if they buy 01, you'll be booking a WWE show now. So
I'll quit.
WWE buys 01 and it becomes significantly less Shane Core.
It's obviously. Are you kidding me?
All right. Let me pull up the WrestlePalooza results real quick, just so that we can do a quick rundown of it before we get into All Out. In a match that currently, and I don't really put a lot of weight into cage match ratings, but I just will point out that this has a 2.28 on cage match. Brock Lesnar beats John Cena in less than 10 minutes.
A 2.28?
Yeah.
What does it have on Letterboxd? Drop kicked. I'm looking right now.
I'll look it up. What are your thoughts on the booking of this match and how they handled it?
No, it was because the ESPN app was pushing notifications and knew it happened in this match, and I hate it.
Yeah. On Dropkick, it has an average rating of 0.9.
Huh.
One of the
okay.
the second most liked review, the way Cena's retirement tour has been booked should be considered an act of terrorism. That is from NJPW.
Is there a bottom?
Pictures, the Motor City Machine Guns. Is there a what?
Is there like a bottom of all time reading for Dropkick? Because I'd love to see where that matches up with the Halloween Havoc 95 thing or any of the Crown Jewel matches.
Well, I'm looking here and I'm not seeing. Let's see, sort by highest rated play filter. Can I go down? Can I go to the last page? No, because it's not a page system. It's just a scroller. Okay. I currently cannot.
The worst I've seen is 0.7.
Yeah, you can't really apply a filter to show you the lowest rated matches. You can't even look for. It'd be a cool filter if you could just show me matches rated 0 to 1 or whatever, just so we could check it. But as of right now, that is probably. I think we can assume among the lowest ratings on Dropkicked.
Oh, I'm definitely assuming, yeah.
Let's see. The Vision beat the Usos. Stephanie Vaquer won the women's world title. AJ Lee and Punk beat The Vision, and Cody beat Drew. Do you have any thoughts on any of those matches?
I do want to talk about Jey Uso here.
Oh yeah, this was
We gotta talk about Jey Uso here, man. Come on.
Joka texted me today, and he said he couldn't be here. He said my favorite thing of the week was Jey Uso knocking himself out with a chair, proving how talented he really is.
Oh, if it wasn't for an anniversary and All Out, honestly, God, that would have been my number one.
When did how, okay? How did Jey Uso get this bad? Because when from like the beginning of SmackDown Live when they did that brand split in like 2016 until the Usos split up, I think they were both generally thought of as great in-ring workers, especially for WWE standard, right?
Yeah.
When did Jey Uso start sucking so bad? Like
When
when
did
did he
both of them start sucking? Not understand. When did both of them? No, I know exactly when it was.
what?
Mania 40.
Yeah,
When they finally faced each other, it just
it sucked all of the talent out of both of them.
yeah.
Do you think The Rock stole their souls? Do you think that's what happened? Took them to Hollywood with them
He
and never
stole
showed
their souls to make the smashing machine.
again? Yeah. So that's crazy. Anything on? I would just like to point out, by the way, since we're already talking cage match ratings, the two matches involving women have the highest cage match ratings on the show. Just going to point that out for WWE,
It is not surprising at all.
just based on recent how it's been going. Anything on Vekur beating Io Sky? Right choice.
Yeah, right choice. Io's already got her 15 trillion title reigns in there, so never hurts to pick a new champion, really.
Yep. And then your boy Punk teamed up with his wife AJ Lee against Becky and Seth. Any thoughts on that?
I thought I read this was winner takes all, but I was clearly mistaken. But
Yeah. And then anything on Cody and Drew? Any thoughts?
yeah,
No. Okay. As far as predictions for this one, I won. I had 12 points. Shane, you had 4. Joka had 9. And then we'll talk all out here. Joka got 18 points at all out. Shane, you got 37 points at all out, and I got 38.
fuck.
You and me literally, because you picked Fletcher and I picked Hangman, you were I was down 8 with 9 points on Hangman to win. So if Fletcher won or they drew, you would have won. And with Hangman winning, that gave me the win.
Damn, I shouldn't have went with Thekla.
Yeah. So let me pull. I have some separate notes up on this match or on this show. So starting with Cope and Christian versus FTR, two of the all-time great tag teams. What did you think of this match? Cope and Christian back in Toronto.
Can we talk about why they pulled out the Trailer Park Boys? As if anybody who watches AEW these days would know what that is.
I think that was a test case to potentially do an AEW version of the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness. Uh,
Yeah.
it felt very that show from the WWE Network, which, by the way, was my favorite show on the network. Like of all their TV show things they did, that one was by far the best.
I always like the one in the car, the road
Ride
trip
Along,
one.
I liked Ride Along.
Yeah, I always like that
That was
along.
really fun. Um, yeah, and there were a lot of great episodes of Table for Three too. That was a
Oh
fun.
yeah, easily. Yeah. But
So
I did like the finish of this match. I don't like how Mr. Cope is really been booked. since coming to AEW.
I was gonna say
But
the finish felt very NXT to me. Like it felt very like a finish you would have seen to like FTR or the Revival versus like DIY or American Alpha.
when I think about it, it's like we have
Except for the Beth part, obviously. The rest
well,
of
yeah.
the finish. Yeah.
If Edge took what, two finishing moves from
Yeah.
FTR and then a spear did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The five knuckle shuffle though, we got that in there from Edge. Little shout out to John Cena. Never thought I'd hear an AEW crowd chant Cena, but Edge got him to do that, or Cope got them to do that. And then the angle with Beth at the end with Copeland handcuffed to the ropes and FTR beat down Beth Phoenix, Beth Copeland as they were calling her. What'd you think of that?
It was all right.
I love it because it means there's now a non-zero chance that we get Beth Phoenix versus Stokely Hathaway on TV at some point.
I
That is
didn't even think of
hilarious.
that. I didn't even think of that. That's my mistake. I should have thought of that.
Yeah. Beth Phoenix just glam slamming Stokely through a table would be perfect.
A Grand Slam, but she just lifts them up even higher.
Yeah.
The Hell's Gate Grand Slam.
Yeah. Next. So I gave that match 4.5, by the way. I really, really enjoyed the match. I thought it was a great bit of fun, great opener. Um, Eddie Kingston, Big Bill. What did you think of Eddie Kingston's return to the ring?
You know what? I loved that his shirt was a Terry Funk reference, and also this Claudio. I like
Yeah.
that a lot. Never
Yep.
never change.
Uh,
Never ever change.
yeah.
But it was a good return.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the right move to
Mm-hmm.
return him here. I think Big Bill was a good move to return to. He's a good hand.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
Here's the thing. I thought it was a fine match. I had fun. I gave it 3.25. I just think it would have been better if he wasn't announced and it was a Max Caster all out open challenge.
yeah,
And he came in and just beat the brakes off of Max Caster for a few minutes in front of that hot Toronto crowd. Like that would have been really fun. But obviously they're doing other stuff with Caster. They're putting the Acclaim back together, so we'll see. MJF Mark Briscoe. This match. I just want to point out how much of other people's blood MJF was covered in this weekend.
really weird, really weird. Also, better question: the the spot on his pants where the blood was.
Yeah. Yep.
Homie needed a pad.
Yeah. Wearing the all white in the tables and tax match was an awesome choice by MJF. Mark Briscoe ends up pulling off the win, though. Did you see the picture of Bryce Remsburg's boots after the match?
I did not, but I did see the
Dude,
picture of Mark Briscoe with his big ass grin, holding a chair with tacks on it, and
yeah.
that's what I love in wrestling.
Yeah. No, there is almost no black visible on the bottom of his shoes. It's all silver thumbtacks.
My
I think he posted it on Instagram or something, but
my God,
he was
dude, that's
he was
gotta
showing
hurt.
so many thumbtacks, dude. Imagine him having to like pull. Do you think he just threw those shoes away? It was just like, screw it, I'll get new shoes.
I would
Instead of
assume, I would have a
like
hunch he
thumbtacks
would
out of
just
all of
throw
them.
them out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or no, don't throw them away. Keep them as like a souvenir of the match. But I think he's gonna be referring in new shoes. It was another great finish. I loved this one. I gave it 4.5 stars.
uh, I wouldn't go as high as you. I would have liked more violence, which is expected of me,
Yeah.
I guess. But I give it four. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't amazingly special, but I would say it wasn't terrible. It was pretty good.
Okay. Um, I guess I should. I kind of forgot to be doing this the first few matches. What do you think is next for Copeland and Christian? Kind of forgot to do this.
Probably a little tag title feud.
Copeland
With
Christian versus
Bro
Bandito.
whenever I could see him winning the titles if it times up with when Buddy Matthews comes back.
Maybe.
Because we could do a little feud between Brody and Buddy if you would
Do
want to do
you?
that.
Here's the thing: is that Cope and Christian are awesome without the titles. They are, they are kind of in that Undertaker zone where like they don't have to be world champions to be awesome and be loved. And also Cope and Christian, because of the nostalgia and because of how awesome they both are individually, and are one of the hottest acts in AEW. Brodito, because of all the momentum they've been getting recently and all the great matches they've been putting on recently, are one of the hottest acts in AEW. Do you want to pit them against each other? Or do you want to have them kind of continue separate things here? And of course, I mean, I think the Cope and Christian thing will continue with FTR because of the attack on Beth.
Well, obviously.
So I do
That
you think
that's
we get
that's the that's the immediate. I think the future
mhm,
though.
yeah. And then Eddie Kingston, what do you think's next for him? Do you think he goes into something with the Death Riders? Like, do you think he teams up, him and Hook team up with Darby?
Well, there's always Claudio just interfering in Claudio matches until they get some match against him. I would love that.
Well, and then of course Okada still has the title that he took from Eddie Kingston, so maybe Eddie could come back at Okada. And I mean, I feel like Eddie Kingston interacting with Don Callis would be the funniest thing AEW can possibly put on TV.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I did, yeah.
I feel like what about an Eddie Kingston Kyle Fletcher feud?
See, I'd like that, but I think just with the shirt and everything, I think his immediate path is the Death
The
Riders.
Death Riders. Okay. Okay. What about Mark Briscoe going back after Kyle Fletcher? Would you like to see that?
You could
Now
put
that
Mark
he's
Briscoe in
put
anything.
MJF behind him.
I'd be interested.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Then we got the Demand, which is the new name for the Gates of Agony and and Ricochet. They took on the Hurt Syndicate. They beat the Hurt Syndicate. I gave this match 3 3/4. What'd you think of the Demand and the Hurt Syndicate?
I don't like the name Demand. I think it's very goofy name,
I think
but
it's cheesy in the perfect kind of Ricochet cheesy way. Like the way
yeah,
his
fair.
ha is kind of cheesy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's supposed like his character is like overconfident, annoying dude. Right? Like that's that's what he is. So it being a little cheesy is kind of perfect, I think. Um, where do you think they move on from here?
oh, it's tough because they're so new that they can really do anything in the Children's division and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even going gunning for the titles would make perfect sense here.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, and Joe Hobbs and Shibata have had a good, decent reign, like a decent amount of time. This could be a good time to pull the trigger and put the trios titles on the Gates of Agony and Ricochet. Um, as far as the Hearn Syndicate, I would love to see. I want to see MJF pay the Hurt Syndicate to like secretly, anonymously pay the Hurt Syndicate to take out Shane Taylor Promotions, and also secretly pay Shane Taylor Promotions to take out the Hurt Syndicate and pit them against each other to like weaken each other up. And then I want MJF to like go at Bobby Lashley finally.
Yeah,
Because you have these two for hire stables. So I think it'd be interesting to see what would happen if they got hired against each other. And then that could get you like a pay-per-view cycle, and then Full Gear can be the MJF Bobby match. Um, let's see. Next was Mercedes Monet versus Riho. A funny line from Taz here. Riho asked the announce booth if she could like throw Mercedes, hit Mercedes on it or something. And Brian Danielson said yes. And then Taz goes, "Did you say yes multiple times like you always do?" Which I thought was really funny. I thought this match was fucking incredible. Riho and Mercedes really balled out here. I gave this 4 3/4. This was nearly a 5 for me.
Yeah, I can see that. It was a very good match. I think again, wrong winner, but I really wanted Mercedes without the belt for a while. But
Yeah.
the match was great. It was one of the best Mercedes matches in years. I mean, in months. I've been really down on her in ring abilities since joining AEW, but she's proved me wrong here, and I think it was a great match.
And then now Riho's gonna fuck off for 8 months and then come back and have another banger with somebody down the line.
Unfortunately, probably
Yeah.
they bring her in when they know that the vibes are getting off, and just throw
Mm-hmm.
her in, and then it's right back up.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Kazuchika Okada versus Konosuke Takeshita versus Mascara Dorada in a triple threat for the AEW Unified title. I thought this was very, very good. I loved the drama between Takeshita and Okada, and then I loved Mascara Dorada just doing flippy shit throughout. I gave this 4 stars. What do you think?
I feel like this would have been a 5 without Okada. I feel like Okada kind of took it down a smidge.
Mm-hmm.
But I give it 4.5.
Yeah, I thought it was very good. It was very good. I was convinced Takeshita was going to win the title here, but Okada holds on.
I'm a
Do you think
little.
Okada?
When is he gonna lose?
Do you think he's going to drop it in the Continental Classic this year?
I would hope so.
Like, do you think it goes on? I think that's the farthest you can take this. Is this year's Continental Classic? If he doesn't lose it before, I mean, I would love to see. I want to see him and Takeshita in a cage. I just there's just 2 guys I want to see put in a cage and see what they do.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that would be a great Wrestle Dream match. Next up, we have Mox versus Darby. My note here is kissing and piping because this match got added to that list on Dropkick of matches where John Moxley kisses his opponent. Um,
It's a long list. He would be surprised.
yeah, and then there was also a pipe involved from Darby Allin. Um, in this coffin match, I also thought this was very, very good, and I struggled to put it at a 5, but I also gave this one 4 3/4. And then, of course, the segment later in the night where he set Mox on fire was crazy. I loved Danielson getting what almost made it a 5. Like, what was the reason that I was so close was Danielson just setting that bag out and Darby unzipping the duffel bag and pulling out the plastic bag and taking that at Moxley was awesome. But what brought it down from a 5 was Pac being clothed and having short hair. That made me uncomfortable. What were your thoughts on Pac in his appearance? Not just his appearance as in his return, his physical appearance.
Yeah, he looks ugly as fuck. By the way, I just want to say that.
Yeah,
No offense to him, he looks gross.
he does. He looks like a little troll man now. What have they done to my glorious bastard?
He looks like he tried to get the Oasis haircut and it got fucked up.
Yeah, he looks like a background extra in Lord of the Rings. What do you think of the match as a whole between Moxley and Darby, the coffin match?
I uh, I thought it was pretty good. Again, This one's a little more different though, where you could see wrong winner here. Either one of these guys winning would have made sense to me.
Mm, yeah. And I think Mox winning just keeps that vendetta there. He set Mox on fire. Something's going to happen here. This is going to lead to some sort of crazy. I think this might get into deathmatch territory. Like there might be barbed wire and glass, and they might try an explosion again.
It's a John Moxley feud. If it wouldn't, I'd be concerned.
Well, and Darby Allin will say yes to anything. John
They
Mox,
might blow him up.
yeah, John Moxley can pitch like, yeah, I'm going to cut you with a knife, and he'll be like, yep, let's do it. Yeah, and then Claudio's going to shoot you in the leg with a pistol. Sure, let's go.
I remember.
Yeah, let's go.
No, the only thing, yeah. Then John's gonna send you to go watch WrestleMania. Fuck no.
Yeah. The women's four-way: Tony Storm, Chris Statlander, Tekla, and Jamie Hayter. With my just what I thought was kind of a crazy underdog pick, I picked Chris Statlander and put 1 point on it, and I ended up being right. So congrats to Chris Statlander, an AEW original who finally has her hands on the world title. What'd you think of this? Was it the right time to take it off Tony?
I don't know. I don't know. It's very tough to think about because you gotta think about, well, what is it? The story, the timing, everything like that.
Well, I like the story here. For two kind of story points here. I loved all the interweaving storylines. It seemed like each of these women had a problem with each other individually, which really added to this four-way match. And I love that Tony pitched in kayfabe. Tony pitched this match. She put this match together. Her own arrogance and her own ego lost her the title, and now she has to deal with that. And we may see Tony Storm like experience some sort of struggle with the ego and struggle with the internal self that could be very interesting for a character as batshit insane as Tony Storm is. Um, so I really loved that. I gave this 4.25. It was a great match overall. You have anything else on the women's title match here?
No, I think you hit all my points. Very solid match. I gave it a 4.
Mm-hmm. And then I assume we'll get a stat Tony Storm rematch in the future, probably at Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, I would think so. And then uh, Willow at World's End? Question mark, please. Thank you, Tony Khan. I appreciate it.
Maybe, yeah. Actually, I think that'd be a great choice. Then we had the ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Brodito versus the Young Bucks versus Jet Speed versus Josh Alexander and Hechicero of the Don Callis family. What did you think of this four-way tag team ladder match?
I'll be real. I wasn't as into it as I assumed I'd be, I guess is the right word to
Me
say. I
too.
feel like it
I would
was,
say me too. It was still very good, but it did leave something to be desired, I think.
yeah,
It got a little spot festy, um, and it felt very tame compared to the tables and tax match and the coffin match we'd already seen. So it from like a hardcore wrestling perspective, it kind of left something to be desired that way, from a show that we had seen do crazy shit already.
yeah.
I still gave it a 4 because it was still very good, but it did not reach that next level for me. You have any more thoughts on it?
No, you got to hit all the points there. I really, it was not as good as I thought it would be. A little spot bestie, but I still gave it a 4. So yeah.
Yeah, and then Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus reunite to take out the Young Bucks. What'd you think of that?
I feel like this is going to be the point in time where I yell about how I really don't like building stories on BTE.
Mm-hmm.
It gets 50,000 views a video when Dynamite gets a million or two.
Here's the thing. It's as long as you tell the story on TV, too, I'm fine with it. Because the stuff that was on BTE was more Easter eggy, and it was more for the very deep cut fans that are going to see that. And the general AEW audience, remember when Kill Switch returned, we did see part of the same video that played this week at All Out, but you just didn't see Jack Perry's face. So it was hinted at on AEW TV. It was further hinted at on BTE. And then now, as long as most of the story takes place on AEW TV and we get just kind of Easter eggy, deep cut kind of fan stuff on BTE, that's fine with me. I want to, you got to avoid having key plot points on BTE. And I don't think we had any key plot points here. It was just kind of a hint for the super fans. Um, but I do definitely agree with your point. They cannot go too far with BTE. Um, anything else on that on Jack Perry Luchasaurus?
Um,
I love the theme. I'm so glad the theme's back.
I'm used to keeping my Jungle Boy opinions to myself, so I figure I'll just do that here too.
You're still on the Jungle Boy hater train with this one. Is this
I don't like them.
is this going to make you root for the Young Bucks?
I used to root for the Young Bucks back in the day, like in 2017. I love what they're doing with this, with like the broke gimmick. I love that.
I love the Broke
Uh,
Bucks. Yeah, Rod and
I
Todd.
mean, who doesn't love the Ron and Don, the broke Bucks? To be fair, let's be real. Let's get that out
Yeah,
of the way. If you don't like that, I don't trust you. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like a EVP Young Bucks versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus match would not be something for me.
and I like the new version of Jurassic Express where it's not, you know, a boy raised in the wilderness and his dinosaur friend. It's a evil
Jack
genius.
Perry and his dinosaur friend.
It's an evil genius and a dinosaur monster now. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
very much a darker tone to it, and I'm really excited to see how that pans out. And wrapping it up here, the main event, Hangman Kyle Fletcher, 5 stars. Nothing more to say. It was fucking incredible. These guys were
yeah.
awesome.
I don't know what else to
Um,
say about it. It
they
was
put on a
awesome. It
hell
was
of a
incredible.
match. I loved I love Danielson on commentary all night. I really loved him when Don Callis was there. Their interactions were hilarious. Um, but this was just incredible. You just got to watch it for yourself. It's one of those kind of matches. We can't do it justice here on a podcast. Um, insane. Yeah, one of the 2 5-star matches I gave this weekend. So, um, tape up the light tubes, take the door off its hinge. Oh, we got to do destruction predictions. Sorry, I almost went to GCW corner, but I forgot we have destruction predictions. So, predictions for NJPW Destruction. We have 8 matches here, so confidence points, 8 is the highest you can do. Starting off, we have a trios match featuring Shota Umino, Yoshihashi, and Yuya Uemura versus House of Torture's Dick Togo, Evil, and Sonata. Shane, what's your prediction and how many points?
Oh God, you never know with the Dodge torture. I swear to God, I'm gonna give it to the good guys for 2.
All right, I went House of Torture for 3. Next, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Great Okan. Who you got?
It's tough because you never really know with this undercard stuff. I'm gonna go with Yoshihashi for 1. I'm just
Hiroshi Tanahashi, not Yoshihashi. Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Oh shit! All I heard was the Hashi part. Yeah, no, Tanahashi for whatever the max is.
8. Okay. Yeah, I went Tanahashi for 7.
All I heard was Hashi. I'm like, Yoshihashi, I don't know, I'm good.
Oleg Boltin versus Don Fale for the never open weight title.
Oleg for 7.
Yeah, I went Oleg 6. Taichi and Tomohiro Ishii defending the IWGP Tag Team titles against the Knockout Brothers, Oscar and Yudo Ice. Oscar, of course, formerly known as Oscar Leube. And Yudo was, I don't remember what his young lion name was.
His real name
But
was.
yeah.
I'm loving everything. Give me more of this.
The Knockout
Ice
Brothers.
Oscar shit. Yeah, give me more of that. Get that for 6. I love his
Six.
stupid Paul Wall gimmick.
I I went with them for 4. I feel like they got a lot of momentum right now. Next up, little junior heavyweight battle: Taiji Ishimori versus Hiromu Takahashi.
Ooh, we're building up to uh, Ishimori's big show,
Yep.
so I wouldn't have him lose. So I'm gonna go him for 3.
Taiji for 3. All right. I went Hiromu for 2. I really had no idea what to pick on here. I just picked Hiromu to win. I just felt like that was the safer choice. David Finlay versus Yota Tsuji.
This feels like this doesn't feel like a destruction match. It feels like it's bigger than that, which is
But it feels very coin flippy to me too, though.
it does. Yeah. Do I still have one open, or did I use that?
Yeah, you still have your one. You have 1, 4, and 5 left.
I'm gonna go Yoda Suji for 1, as I like him more.
I went David Finlay for 1 because basically what I did was this in the juniors match. I was like, I'm just going to pick the face in one and the heel in the other and put my 1 and 2 on them. So I went Finlay here. So we're both on different sides of that for 1 point each. Next, the IWGP Global title, Gabe Kidd will defend against Shingo Takagi. You have 4 and
Ooh,
5 left.
ooh. Is Shingo really still running with that no wife, no belt, no kids thing?
I don't know for sure. I have not been super in touch with Road to Destruction. Um, this is kind of the part of the year where I fall out of New Japan a little bit, and the Destruction starts getting me back into it.
I think I'm gonna go with Mr. Shingo.
Okay, how many points?
Bonus
4 or 5?
4 for that, and bonus points if he gets a wife at the end of the match too.
Nice. I went Gabe Kidd for 5. I don't think he loses the title quite yet. Next, we have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ren Narita for the IWGP World title. Your pick for 5 points.
Oh man,
Do you think Ren Narita is going to win the world title?
you never know. You literally never know with the House of Torture, and you also never know with how ZSJ's title reign has been going.
Yeah, but the big money match is still Zack and Takeshita.
True.
Because the winner of this faces Takeshita at King of Pro Wrestling.
Well, I guess it kind of depends what they view who better as a draw in Japan. Do they view Narita better as a draw, or do they see
There's
ZSJ something
no
still?
possible way Ren
You
Narita's a better draw.
do not know. You don't. The House of Torture is big, and Narita is one of those guys they really want to build to. Um,
Yeah, but are they
that
going to
being,
give him the belt for like 2 weeks to just drop it to Takeshita?
they don't do that small reigns, but they do short reigns every once in a while.
Okay, King of Pro Wrestling is October 13th. That is like 3 weeks from. I mean, I guess by the time we get to this show, that'll be like 2 weeks away. So, because this show Destruction is on Sunday, so
I'm not
I
saying
don't know.
I'm going to pick Renderita. I'm trying to say there's an opportunity for you if you want to pick Renderita.
No, I'm picking Zack Sabre Jr. for 8 points.
God damn it, ZSJ for 5.
Yeah,
God
you're not going
damn
to
it,
convince me to pick Ren Narita. I'm a ZSJ shooter, dude. Like that's you're not
dude.
going
I
to
was trying.
you're not going
I
to
was
get me
trying so hard.
against my boy here.
Just tried so goddamn hard, and nothing got nothing out of it.
Yeah. Now, tape up the light tubes, take the door off its hinges. It's time for Shane's GCW corner.
Well, we've been thrown a curveball into this, so
With the Masha Slamovich situation.
excuse me if I try to dig around this situation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The next show that is past is GCW The Knockout. GCW The Knockout, the Jersey Championship Wrestling show. A Progress World Title match was on that show. Man Like the Beast retained over Ryan Keith, Darian Bankston, and Tommy Billington.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Starks beat Bam Sullivan, Griffin McCoy, Oni King, Ryan Clancy, and Tony Deppen for the number one contendership to the JCW title. Congratulations to Billy Starks. You are now the JCW champion. Congratulations. If they can get the title back, oh shit, okay. Didn't think about that. And thankfully, wait, what the fuck? Was this taped? It it wasn't taped. But YDMP had a tag team title match and they won
Huh.
as a retain. You know what? Fuck it. Good. You know what? I also don't believe the Juggalos are champions either, so good for them. I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Carl Fredericks and Mance Warner beat Mance Warner by disqualification in GCW.
What? What the fuck did you just say to me?
Disqualification finish in GCW.
Huh.
He got
Okay.
disqualified. Is Carl Fredericks going in there and making them fight under rules?
That's crazy.
That'd be a funny ass gimmick, though. I gotta
Yeah.
say.
That would be really funny. That would be a pretty. Actually, you know what? I think I kind of would like that gimmick. Guy who goes to GCW and makes them fight with rules. It's pretty
Match
much
from on
like
at
Lance Storm would have done in ECW.
yeah. I think Carino did. I think that was just Carino's bit too.
I thought Carino was no gimmicks needed or something. Like he was.
No, that was just incredible.
Was it just incredible
And
who did that?
Carino
Somebody did a no gimmicks needed.
was anti hardcore. No, that was Candido, not Incredible. That was
Candido. Okay,
Candido.
that's why I got confused. Candido and Carino. I sometimes flip flop in my mind. So
Yeah,
yes,
but Carino did an anti hardcore gimmick for a while, and that was what I'm thinking of, like that, but like even different, a little different.
further. Yeah.
The
What else
next
happened?
show is GCW's Josh Barnett's Bloodsport London,
Mm-hmm.
which is very much not really a GCW show. It is more of a Josh Barnett show. But
Yeah.
Deathmatcher Lou Nixon will make his Bloodsport debut. It's a lot of English guys so far. Chris Ridgway will be there. And the next pure GCW show is going to be The Last Frontier. We're going to see Joey Janela versus Kid Bandit. Priscilla Clay versus Billy Starks, which may be for the JCW title. Effie versus Chris Wilde for the world title. And after that, it is the Art of War Games season.
Okay.
That's all I got. Nothing too big, just a one show.
Any idea on what the War Games match will be?
It's already been announced. It is
Oh,
going
okay.
to be Team GCW, which is Bam Sullivan, Dr. Redacted, Joey Janela, and Matt Tremont versus four unnamed Juggalos.
We're still doing the fucking Juggalo shit.
We're still doing the fucking Juggalo shit.
I thought this would like. I thought like the collective was the big like ending of this. YDMP losing their titles was just like a little kind of epilogue, and then we would be done with this.
Well, you see, they tied at 2-Day War. So they need to do one more a big match to get the tie done. I don't fucking know.
All right, whatever. Anything else from GCW?
Yeah, so it was announced that there will be a JCW title match in Alaska. Zach Wentz will be in that match. That match is up in the air as of now.
It was announced which
We'll
the JCW title, the
yes,
Jersey. Okay.
Jersey. So that's up in the air right now. Obviously, we'll see how that goes. I would assume it would be a Billy versus Priscilla versus Zach Wentz type deal.
Okay. Anything else announced for Alaska? Anything big?
That I think is the newest one. I guess Cruel will probably be there. Uh, and of course the next show after the one in October, we got one in Connecticut. We got a Shotzi's Blackheart's House of Horrors show around Halloween time, and Vermont.
Nice.
Nothing else for Vermont just yet though. So that's all I got for for GCW now.
Okay. Next up, we got the HDH League. If you want to look more into this, there's a link in the description. This is our fantasy wrestling league this week. Final scores here: in third place with 20.25 points was Shane. In second place was with 26.07 points is Joka. And of course, again, in first place is myself with 36.37 points.
Yeah, the man who
Mystico,
made the rules seems to be doing the best here, huh?
you and I made the rules together. This was a collaborative effort. Not going to let you play that card. Mystico was the top scoring wrestler this week with 8.5 points. Shane, are there any moves you would like to make?
Most certainly, because I believe I'm going to have to for next week.
Okay. Oh, just real quick, is Effie back yet, or is he still injured?
He has a match next week.
He has a match next week. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, what should be the ruling here? When they have a match announced, do we have to pull them out, or once the match happens, do we have to pull them out?
When the match happens, I guess we
Once
can
the match
pull them out
happens, okay.
because they could get hurt. It could be an angle on the way of an injury too.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So next week, assuming that match happens, you'll probably have to pull Effie off the IR. But for now, is there anything you want to do?
I think I'm good for now.
Okay. I'm going to offer you. I already offered you this trade. We're just got to make it official here. Hologram for Gates of Agony.
Yep.
Okay. And then you have hologram. You're going to have to move some stuff around. Oh, I got it here. I'll move Lashley and Benjamin into your tag slot. Mark Briscoe into your vet spot. And then hologram into your AEW spot. And then if you want to pull anybody off the bench now, you can mess with it. I think that's the only move I'm going to make. I think I might be giving up some points here with hologram, but I need the tag team. I need another tag team just for the roster flexibility. And Gates of Agony is who I wanted, so I thought I'd offer that trade, get where I want to be. Other than that, I think I'm gonna move Starlight Kid into my starting lineup and move Mercedes to the bench.
She's definitely getting time off for sure.
Um, Anybody else? Anything else you want to do here? Currently, you have Suzu Suzuki, Mina Shirakawa, Hetch Sero, Atticus Kogar, and Bozilla on the bench.
Let's move Mina back into the lineup for anybody.
Mina in.
Yeah.
I guess you could put her in for Hologram. You could put her in for Sari, Tekla, Natsupoi, Haya Shishida.
I'm gonna put in for Utami.
Furutami.
Yeah, they just finished up with Sword. Might be going on a little break.
Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Who has Oh, I do, yeah. I'm going to hold on to Tony for now, but if we find out she's kind of taken a step back after her losing her title, I might drop her next week or have her on the trade market. But for now, I'm going to hold on to her. So yeah, that's it right now. The overall standings. I will give Joko a chance off the pod to do any moves. Overall standings, I have 228.71 points. Shane, you're in second place with 116.47 points. And Joko's in third place with 92.13. So we'll see how that goes. Favorite things of the week. This is, of course, where I hand out the gold, silver, and bronze hot dog. For my favorite things of the week, you hand out the gold, silver, and bronze handshake. So, Shane, as always, we will start with the bronze handshake.
We're going to go with the tax and tables match.
Tax tables. Honorable mention for me, LA Knight hitting Jey Uso with a burning hammer last night on Raw. Awesome. Bronze hot dog is Mercedes Moné versus Riho. I think that was my third favorite match this week. What's the silver handshake?
Let's go with the main event of All Out.
All right, Hangman Fletcher.
Yep.
That is also the silver hot dog, and I imagine we're going to be in agreement on the golds. What's your gold handshake?
Is it Mystico MJF?
Yep. Mystico
Yeah.
MJF. That was a match of the year contender. Absolutely. Definitely my gold hot dog here. Lightning round, upcoming matches. This week, Shane will give me his excitement level on a scale of 1 to 10. Shane, we only have 2 matches this week announced for Dynamite and Collision. First on Dynamite, Hechicero, Kazuchika Okada, and Konosuke Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe, Hologram, and Orange Cassidy.
A 7.
Okay. And then on Collision, a reuniting of Max Caster and Anthony Bowens versus Swirl. What you got there out of 10, excitement level wise?
I was thinking, I'm going to go 6.
Okay. No Ty Dillinger 10 of the week. Neither one of these are 10s. If I had to pick a 10, it'd be that 6th man on Dynamite. But,
yeah.
Match recommendation of the week. This is a match.
Wait. Time out.
Time out.
You missed a match.
What's up?
Chris Statlander versus Mina Shirakawa.
Oh, this must have gotten announced like today because that wasn't on there last night when I looked. 8, I think, for me.
I'll give it a 9. I wasn't giving it a 10, but I'm going to give it a 9.
Match recommendation of the week. This is a match that I randomly stumbled upon on YouTube this week from 2018 in Over the Top Wrestling. That's an Irish wrestling promotion. Will Ospreay versus Walter. It was incredible. The opening hype package at the beginning of the video was awesome. And then I watched the match and it was really good. Just a match I stumbled upon this week that I was like, fuck it, I'll just make that match recommendation of the week. Next week, we will talk NJPW Destruction. We will predict Superhuman Taiji Ishimori goes even more crazy. So a lot of New Japan kicking into gear right now. Of course, if you want to listen to some classic reviews, we reviewed a couple episodes of Nitro that is out right now. And coming out this week will be our review of Unforgiven 2005. I think that's it. So just remember to enjoy wrestling.